All right, hello everyone, and welcome to REDCap. In this video, we're going to learn a couple of things. Firstly, how to log into REDCap. We'll explore a couple of the features that are available to you, learn how to search for a record, and see where to locate your initial reports. So the first thing that you're going to see when you navigate to redcap.vumc.org is the login screen. It'll look something like this. Now, you may or may not have your username and password saved here. If you do, it'll autofill. It works like everything else with Google. When you do sign in, though, your organization does have two-factor authentication enabled, so you will need to not only input this username and password, but also retrieve an authentication code. This can be either done through email, text, or call, depending on what you have set up on your account. I've already logged in recently, so it's not going to pop up for me, but this will just be a short alphanumeric code that you enter to take you into the project. So I'm going to go ahead and select log in. And once you have logged in, you are going to hopefully see a screen that looks like this. If you don't, the first thing you need to do is click My Projects. This will take you to the Upper Cumberland Recovery Connect project here. Most of you will only have this project in, so it makes it very easy to navigate to. If for some reason you have other projects, this is the one that you want to click on. So from here, I want to call your attention to a few places that we will be using as part of the data entry reporting um, process. So it's probably going to take you to this project home screen that tells about the number of records, most recent activity, and the users. Now, you're going to spend almost no time on that. You're going to be spending most of your time in this data collection section here. This is where we have the ability to search for a record, first of all. Now, before we get into that, I do want to go ahead and also note the reporting area. So this area, reports, and this area, data collection, are where you're going to be spending the vast majority of your time. So the most important thing we want to do when we are considering entering a new person into REDCap is to check and make sure that they are not already present. So REDCap operates on a record system. You can see here we have 216 records in the project. Each record is an individual person, and all of their visits, follow-up visits, and so on and so forth. Whether this is their first time entering the program, whether they've dropped out of the program 5 times and come back in for a sixth time, they still have one record. So this would mean that we have 216 individuals in the program or have had in some way contact with the program at some point in time. Now we want to make sure that when we go to put 217 in, that they are not one of those 216 individuals. We got to keep each person separate in the system. This is vital for our reporting. It's vital for our tracking. It's vital for your own follow-up tracking that we do this. So if John Smith is already in the system, we want to make sure we're going to John Smith's record, not that we're creating a new record for John Smith. So from here, if we were going to input a person and we weren't sure whether they were in the system or not. Now, oftentimes you'll be able to ascertain this very quickly by just asking the person, but sometimes that may not be the case. If that's the case, we want to go to this Add Edit Records section here. This is going to pull up a screen where we can choose an existing record ID. So if we knew that information, again, it probably wouldn't be common to know that. You could just go ahead and select it there. If you don't know, however, you can use this nice data search tool. Now, you can search every single field at once. So this will search names, birthdays, social security numbers, everything else in the system. Or what I like to do is go to the last name field. So I'll click this field, this all fields here. I'll go down to initial info, last name, the client's legal last name. That's the one we're most likely going to want to use. And I'll just search my own name. I'll search Heim. And nothing comes up there. So again, this is how you would check if there was someone in the system. I'll try a test name just to see if we have any. We don't have any tests in the system, but if we had put a name in that was in the system, it would then come up in a drop-down list. You could go ahead and select that person. It'll take you right to their record and you can pick up right where you left off. If, however, we don't find anybody, like I just did it, we'll want to hit this Add New Record button. This is going to create a totally new file for a totally new person that every encounter that we have with them will be logged in from now, through the end of time. That's the way that we would like to keep this. So click Add New Record. This is then going to create a new record for us here. with a record ID and all of the data collection instruments. Now, we will come back to this in another video. Just for now, I just wanted to show you how to create that new record and how to search someone up. We'll go more in depth on what each of these forms are, what an episode means, and all of that in the next video. But for now, just know that this is where you're going to go to start inputting data if you have a new person. Now, the next thing I want to show you is under the reporting section. So, in order to track your caseloads and get a sense for how many people you're currently working with, you can go to this reports tab down here. Again, it's available to you over on this left-hand side. And this is where you're going to be able to find both your caseload and a simple follow-up tracker. So again, this caseload is going to be organized by your name. So all you have to do is find your name. It'll say CPRS caseload report. In my case, it would say Andrew Heim, John Smith, Jane Doe. We'll make sure that your name is added to here and that you are receiving the people that are coded to you in the system. This is additionally helpful if you ever have to cover for somebody who may be out, because you can very quickly go in and monitor their caseload as well if needed. The other section that's going to be helpful to you is the CPRS follow-up reports down here. These reports will give you a sense for any upcoming or outstanding follow-up visits that you may have to do over the next few weeks. So again, this can kind of help you plan out your calls and help you track those and make sure that you are mindful of how many that you'll have in a given week. Or again, if somebody else was having to fill in while you were out, they would also be able to track that information. So this has been a very basic overview of logging in, navigating the system to both the new record search, record creation, and the report section. We will have more videos on the specifics of data entry in each of the specific forms, so please make sure to check those out. If you do have any questions or need additional assistance, please reach out to your supervisor or check the frequently asked questions in REDCap, which will be integrated into each of the forms there. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.